What's up, Mark? Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you for your service. I don't know if that gets old, but we're talking to a veteran of the U.S. Army right now, Mark Watson. Thank you for joining us here on Montgomery and Co. with my co-host, my Snookabooka, which is my mom, my sister Cole, and my wife Serena. So you're on with the whole fam.
Hey, it's good to be here. I appreciate that.
That's dope. And so I'm just curious now. You went from a U.S. Army vet and now have been making tech videos for over 13 years. Like, how is that a transition? How did that even happen?
It was wild. Like I graduated from Lincoln University, this little HBCU in Jefferson City, Missouri, and I got commissioned in the Army. And that's when the first iPhone came out. So I got my first check from the Army, and it was a little bit. So it's the most I've ever made in my life. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy something. And so
that's right.
Yeah. So I got that first iPhone, and at the time, I was like the only one, that had it in the immediate vicinity because it was a brand new thing, and people kept asking me about it. So I eventually made a YouTube video about it, and just as a hobby. And a few years later, I was able to go full time. Yeah. So it's been a crazy while.
So did you
So the iPhone changed everything. Just creating content on the phones. That's crazy.
And you weren't into tech beforehand, before you enlisted or anything. Like, what did you go to school for?
I went to school for criminal justice, and I ain't touched that degree not once.
I have a minor in that.
Man. Yeah.
So you went to school for criminal.
It's in my back pocket.
But I love that you got to go to an HBCU, though. I don't know if you got what that experience was like, but my Snook right there, she met my Diddy at an HBCU. We're HBCU babies. So what was that experience like? I don't know. You said you went to a small one, so I don't know what that experience was like.
No, it was cool. I mean, everyone on campus knows everyone. So it was like a small knit family, and it was great because outside of the education, the best part about going to any college is just learning about yourself, learning about other people for where they come from, and and no matter where you can look the same, but you might be coming from a different background. So it was just great to really just be in a campus where you saw a lot of people that looked like you, but then also you can just learn from everyone. And it was small enough to where sometimes I wish it was a bigger campus, but it was small enough to where you didn't feel out of place. Everyone kind of make you feel like that.
That's dope. Okay. We love them family things around here. And so I'm curious though, because you went to an HBCU, you had that family feel, that background, then you entered into the Army. Now with the political landscape going on now, is it uncomfortable? How does it feel as a U.S. vet, about the state that the U.S. is in right now? What is that feeling?
I think the one thing that, I learned from the Army was just that, you're taking people from all over. And at the end of the day, our mission is just to complete that mission together. And, you have people from different backgrounds. And I ain't saying that there wasn't ever any issues and things like that. But for the most part, people were able to just all right, come on to the same page and just try to get the job done. And I think one thing with the political landscape now is that I just wish that everyone was just able to say all right, look, we know what good is, you know what bad is, you know what I'm saying? Let's just all get on the same page and help everyone. I'm not saying you have to like what the other person is doing, but, don't try to, stop them, unless it's something illegal or something that's going to hurt someone. But if someone has a different type of belief in whatever, just let them do their own thing and worry about yourself. And hopefully we can kind of work together in that. So I just wish that everyone can get on the same page and make things a lot easier for everyone.
No, I completely agree.
Amen.
Snook always has a saying, right is wrong is wrong. But I just wish that everybody kind of would, there's going to be a difference of opinion. So there's that saying, let's agree to disagree. That's a lost art right now, that you can agree to not agree on the same thing. Now, I want to get to this text, the tech that you do, because you recently was reviewing some back to school techs for parents, the best ones. What did you find? What was the top 3? Yeah, exactly. So we're getting to that time. What was
take some notes?
Get some notes out, parents. We doing this for you. Back to school. He does reviews of everything. So what was your findings when it came to back to school tech?
First thing, with the laptop, that's super important. I really like Chromebooks. So Chromebooks run Chrome OS. It's very hard to mess up, right? You don't have to be a techie or a geek and trying to keep up with antivirus, virus protection and updates and stuff. So it's very easy to use.
Old folks,
but also they're very affordable. Oh yeah.
If that's the case, it's good for old folks then, huh?
That is true. That is true. Absolutely true. So I really love the Lenovo 300E. So it's a Chromebook. It costs a little over $350. And also it comes with AT&T 4G LTE capabilities inside of it. So you can always be connected to the internet with that. So that's a really good price point for a lot of people. Yeah. If you don't need a lot of video editing and stuff, just word processing and, surfing the web and stuff, watching this podcast, it's a really good laptop.
You gotta drop it on this.
Love it.
So I'm curious though, do you know?
So speaking of reviews.
No, go ahead, babe.
I mean, go ahead, Renee. I mean, I was going to ask, so I'm sure you've heard of the new iPhone dropping today.
I was going to say that today. I was going to say it too.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
So I'm curious to see. So are you still an iPhone guy? Or I mean, have you gone to the Android side? Like, will you be getting the new iPhone? I want to know.
I use a little bit of everything. So I have like an Android phone right here. This is like one of the new foldable phones.
Wow.
So it's kind of cool. You can fold it in half, kind of turn it into a
I saw
tablet.
that commercial for that one.
And,
You like that one?
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, it's really awesome. It's something different. Like it replaces my iPad a lot, especially when I'm traveling. But I use I literally switch between iPhones and Android throughout the day, depending on what I'm doing. I use Macs. I use Windows.
I don't know, Mark. This feels uncomfortable to hear. This feels a little. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. You're switching back and forth phones. You're going Mac and Chromebook. What's up, Mark? Are you Switzerland? Like, what's up?
in some way, well, I there's benefits and to every single product. Is very weird. Part of my job is to test everything to let you know how it is. But yeah, honestly, there's something good about every product. And I often say that if a product is bad for you, it doesn't automatically make it a bad product. It just means that it's for a certain different type of demographic. So I like to use a little bit of everything to recommend.
I love that.
So what do you like from each?
Okay, so I was going to say, which one's the best?
The best feature, or y'all say what's the best feature from each one? iPhone,
yeah, the best
Android?
feature.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah, I mean, well, I would say with the iPhones, AirDrop, I use that a lot to share photos and videos between my computers, and iMessage, of course. But with the new iPhone 14s, they have the ability now to be able to connect to satellites. So say like you're driving in a remote place, you don't have no signal, or maybe you're hiking somewhere out in the woods or something. And it has the ability to actually to connect to satellites to allow you to still send emergency text messages or to update your family on your location. So that's really cool.
Wait. That wasn't happening before?
No. So so it actually, you need to be pointing your phone at the sky and find a satellite, but it has a software to show you how to do it. And it's going to be very useful. Like I was driving out in a park, in a national park earlier this year, and I didn't have signal. So it'll be good
especially
to know
for
that
GPS and different things like that.
It's a safety thing. Yeah. It's really a safety thing.
Yeah.
I'm really upset because I just got a brand new phone, which is not the 14. So I'm still nervous. Basically.
You ain't got them capabilities yet, Cole. Tell us some other features of the new iPhone though that just came out, like some things like that we may not have known.
Yeah, it can also detect if you're in like a serious car crash. So it has like a accelerometer, different sensors inside of it. Like your phone already has it now, but they're better this year. So yeah, if you get into an emergency car crash, it'll pop up on your phone and say, "Hey, we noticed you were in a crash." And it'll give you a few seconds, but if you don't respond, it'll automatically call the emergency personnel.
Well, that's so funny. That's so funny. Apple products do that, because my Apple Watch the other day, we heard this beeping and thought it was in my purse. I said, "Why don't I have anything in my purse that beeps?" Well, my watch thought that I'd fallen down. And so it was beeping and asked me, was I okay? I said,
what in the life alert is going on?
That was, I didn't really realize he was going to do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Well, you can see we're all iPhone people here. So that's why we are iPhone features. So
we have one
Android person who's anti-iPhone. So, but I do have a question about the new iPhone. That's kind of like, I want to see how you think this feature is going to work. I heard that you're going to be able to delete messages once they're sent.
Wait a minute.
So that part for me, I have to have a question of how they're going to be able to take it from another person's device. I can see if I delete it and it deletes from my device, but how are you going to snatch it from? Is that because of the Mac network? Like it's all in the same network? That's crazy.
Yeah. iMessages. So that feature is coming to the new iOS software update. So that's going to be on the new iPhones and also older iPhones.
It's a party. It's a party.
So a lot of people are going to So yeah, you'll be able to edit messages. Maybe you misspelled something or something, and it'll show up on that other person's phone that you edited it.
Thank you, Jesus.
They'll know that. Yeah, and all that is built into iMessage. So yeah, because you're using iMessage, it'll be able to take that off of someone else's phone. It's not an entirely new thing. Other apps have been able to do it as well. Like Snapchat has.
Yeah, but see, Snapchat got a lot of features that is for the sneaky activities. Okay, Mark. Like you know, Snapchat, you can delete a lot of things over there. So we talk about real business messages where I accidentally put a typo.
Yeah,
to
that's
somebody
my
that I'm like,
I've been
the
so
autocorrect
upset with autocorrect. I've typed it right and sent it, and then autocorrect did something, and it makes me so mad. And I didn't know that when I took it off of my phone until my daughters told me that it didn't take off everybody else's phone.
No, not daughters. My mother attempted to delete a message in front of me. I said, "Ma, what are you doing?" She said, "I'm deleting it." I said, "From your phone." It still went to everybody.
So Snoop thinks she been using that new feature, Mark. Okay.
Oh yeah, she ahead of the game.
Tell me more. Is there any other features? Because I know that iPhone, or I should say Apple, I clicked the little like button on the tweets. By the way, where can we get the technology that it says if you like this tweet, we will remind you when we do our launch date, we will remind you about the product. So I got reminded all day that Apple got some new things coming. So like of that big release that they just made, like what were the highlights of that?
So I would say the iPhone 14 Pro, which is the phone that starts at $1,000. So you have the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Max, but then the iPhone 14 Pro is like for people who are a little bit more tech savvy. They want the latest and greatest. So that has an always on display. So even when you hit the power button on your phone, you'll still be able to see certain amount of information on your screen without having to pick it up, like your time and information. Wow. And it has really crazy, insane cameras. Like the camera quality is incredible on it. It has a new 48 megapixel camera. That's compared to 12 megapixels on the previous phone. So this means basically if you want to like crop in and zoom in or cut somebody out of the photo or something, you can do that and still have a really good high quality.
That's what I'm about to say.
Wow.
Yeah,
basically,
great battery life.
It's a whole production from your phone at this point. What was that price?
Yeah. So the iPhone 14 Pro starts at $1,000 and the iPhone 14, I believe, starts at $699 or $799. I think it's $799.
How we feel about them prices?
These things are so expensive. Because he just told me the best school computer is $350, but then I'm gonna pay $1,000 for this
because you can film a movie.
Do you see what I'm saying? You see how my mind is working? Yeah. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I like Lenovo as well. Vance uses it for school. My youngest son uses it for school. My job, I had a laptop. They gave us Lenovo. So apparently it is a very good product across all, everywhere it's being used. But then I sat there and I get the cheap things for work and for the child for school. And then the phone sitting in my pocket is worth $1,000. I could have bought 3 computers almost for the price I pay for this one phone.
Fact. I'm curious though. So we covered Apple and all of that, but I'm curious about you because you're a content creator. So you're talking about all these phones and different things. You use them. I mean, you use cameras and different things of that nature. You are a big YouTube creator as well. So I saw that YouTube now is doing updates. We talking about this is updates going on. YouTube now lets you just mute the music that they may have a dispute or claim with. So you don't have to delete your whole video. I don't know if y'all know, but before you would pretty much be held in probation and YouTube jail. If they don't like your video, they will basically put a claim on it and you have to do a dispute, say, this is my music. I've seen rappers that have said like, this is my music, stop playing with me. And so now you don't have to, I would say just delete the whole thing. You can just mute certain parts and different things of that nature. What other things as a YouTube creator have you seen that like have been improvements that changed the game for y'all?
Well, yeah, even with that. So that's cool because it not only like mutes the music, but it still allows like if you're talking and the music is playing in the background, maybe at like a mall or something that has music going on, it will just mute the music, but it will still allow it to hear you talking. So that software is really incredible.
Wow. I thought it just pretty much muted everything when it did that.
Yeah, you can choose to do that. So you can choose to either replace that music with something else that YouTube has in their own music library now where you have access to free songs. Or you can do that now, which, I mean, that's like the advancement of that is crazy from when I started a long time ago to have that ability. And YouTube just really has a lot of ways you can make money now. Like you can upload your own store if you have t-shirts and different things. You can sell that right underneath your videos, which is cool. And they're going to be introducing something called, I think it's YouTube Live Shopping, where you'll be able to go live and maybe during the holiday season, you have your top 10 favorite products. you'll be able to do a live stream and have those products pop up on the video. And once your viewers click on it, and if they go buy it, you'll get like affiliate sales for it. So,
it's Home Shopping Network on YouTube is what it is. This is what it is. It's going to be the Home Shopping Network.
This is QVC.
Yes, we the new HSN. Yeah, QVC. Yes, really. That's what they're going to be doing. Let me get me some products together. I got me some clothes I need to be getting rid of and selling. So let me do that.
And do you see people doing that? Because, okay, so for me, I just saw something that's the wildest thing ever. Y'all may not know this guy, but his name, I know Mark will know him. His name is Mr. Beast, and he has like an unreal following. Have y'all heard of him, Cole Snook? Sam, I don't know if y'all have heard of Mr. Beast. Okay, so I think he has like 100 million like followers, and I'm not even just kidding, but his following started on YouTube, and he recently opened up a burger joint and in an actual location. Did y'all see something viral about that?
Clip.
So
I saw in New Jersey.
And so that's like a product of YouTube where you just build a whole following on YouTube. I'm curious, Mark, how did you build your following on YouTube to like stand out in all of this content that's all over the place? Like how did you make a mark?
Yeah, lucky it was just the timing. Like I started in 2007. YouTube was created, I think in 2005. Wow. So I was one of the first. I'm an old head in YouTube.
That's crazy.
Not only in age, but also just on the platform. But yeah, back in the day, it was kind of like the Wild Wild West. We didn't know what was going to work or stick, so we were just doing stuff. And our audience kind of came along with us, and also YouTube, because we were growing at the same time the platform was growing. So for me, it was just always about, trying to be as accessible as possible. And in the way I talk about tech, I don't talk super technical and stuff. I try not to. I talk like I'm trying to explain it to my mom or to my brother. And so I try to be very personable and how I explain it. That's how I digest the information, right? And so I just try to be something that's comfortable for people to listen to. And I respect my audience. I tell them every video, thanks for watching, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I think they know I'm very grateful.
Can I ask you a question, Mark? When you were in college, was there an ROTC program on your campus?
Yeah, okay. I did ROTC.
And so I wanted to ask you about, I know there's a lot of training involved in Army and different ways of teaching and presenting and doing presentations. I was wondering if any of that background helped you with your current background as far as what you're doing with tech on presentations and teaching and things. Yeah,
I would say the first thing is just, we were up every morning at 5 o'clock doing PT, physical training. So sometimes in this career, we have long hours and long days. So I'm used to the grind. I'm used to just kind of like pacing myself. But also too, like we did a lot of, standing up and speaking, in front of doing PowerPoint presentations and stuff. And you're forced to get good at it. So even in situations where I'm nervous, I'm on stage, maybe hosting an event or doing an interview, I get nervous beforehand. But once it starts, I know that, it's time to perform. And the Army was able to just give me that confidence to know that, you might be even nervous doing something, but you'll be all right. And I think that's one of the hurdles that a lot of creators get into when they first started is, okay, you're putting yourself out there to the world. The comments might be mean at times. But what I try to tell them is like, hey, just be confident in what you're doing, what you're talking about, and everything will come in due time. So it just gave me the patience. Patience is one of the biggest things.
Well, let me say this. I may have watched a few of your videos, and I'm going to tell you why. When they stopped giving little manuals for the phones, and it was figure it out the best way you can with Apple has never given you anything to figure out how to use their phone. So what I figured I had to do was I would go on YouTube and look up, how do I, and whatever videos would pop up, I would hit them, watch them. So I probably watched videos of you and didn't even know I was watching them just because I didn't know how to access a feature on my phone, because Apple's like, figure it out.
Yeah.
You don't need to know.
Yeah, those videos do very well, where I'm just like, hey, how do you do this? Because some people, they're probably not looking to subscribe or anything. They'll just tell me what I need to do and get me out of here, right? And
that would be me. That's me. I was one of those people who clicked the like and that worked, thank you, and kept it moving.
Soldier knows best.
So I love that. I do the same thing.
In case people are wondering, is Soldier Knows Best? Is that on all platforms? I know it's on Twitter for sure and on YouTube, but Soldier Knows Best?
Yeah, it's like one character too long for a lot of places. So on Twitter, it's like Soldier Know Best, take the S off of in the know. But if you find me on YouTube, I hate that. But if you find me on YouTube, I have all of my social links on all of my videos and my homepage, where you can find me on Instagram.
Don't hate the plug. People need to know where to find the how-to videos. That's why I was saying it.
Oh, I definitely need it.
Exactly.
And I'm curious though, because I'm a former pro athlete, and so some habits die hard for me. And so I'm curious, like, what kind of habits? Is it the waking up early or what? But do you have any habits that died hard from being a soldier?
I would say, organization, I'm not like super organized, like everything needs to be in place. But when I travel, like I like everything to kind of be in order, my bags and stuff like that. And I have like a routine. So that type of thing is like with the military, like you're expected to be prepared for the unexpected, but a lot of the times you're doing a lot of the same
Your
stuff.
shoes are always clean.
I kind of like things a certain way.
Hard shoes, they're always nice. I've noticed that even at church, I know when people have been in the service and when they have not, if you look at their shoes.
And do you still give a 5 o'clock? I'm just curious. Do you still give a 5 o'clock in the morning?
That's a stereotype, but
well, now I stay up late. So now I stay up late. Super late. Like I stay up to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I can still be up at 6 or 7.
I'm trying to walk my time back to 5.
Are you like super organized? Are you like super organized with your content too? Like, do you like plan ahead? Like how do you do that?
Actually, no. Like I don't usually use a script or anything. I kind of have like bullet points for what I want to talk about with the product, but now I can be working on like 3 or 4 videos at a time. And then maybe, tomorrow I'm like, all right, I'm gonna finish this one and upload it. So unless I have like a sponsored video where I need to do it by a certain time, I already know how I want my format of my videos to be. So I work that out over time. And I kind of just go with the flow. Like I love the randomness now. Like I don't know what I'm going to actually upload, next week or something. So I might do a projector. I might do an electric bike or something.
Wow.
So I have the structure of my videos, but I love the randomness of.
Sorry, this is random.
That's really cool. I don't know why I imagine like a whole calendar like planned out for like the next like 2-3 months or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I have certain events and I have travel and stuff like that set up, but yeah. So I have certain major things, like I knew the iPhone's coming today, so I know I have to be on Twitter, talking about it. But most of the time, in between these big events, I just kind of like.
So being a content creator is your full-time job at this point. I mean, for years now, I saw you 13 years you've been doing this. So were you able to go straight from like a U.S. Army vet straight into a content creator, or was there like, oh, you started to make a certain amount and then you stopped working your job? Like when did you become full-time in the content creation space?
Yeah, so eventually I went into the Army Reserves. So that's 1 week in a month and stuff. So I was working at AT&T at the time, and when I was doing that, my YouTube channel started taking off. So I was like, okay, I got my first like $100 check. I was like, oh, wow. All right, maybe this could be something. And so I told myself, once I hit like 3 or 4 months where I'm making just as much or more money than my regular job, I'm gonna go full time on YouTube. And so I did that. I took a risk. I walked into the office. I didn't do a 2-week notice. I was tired of the job. I felt a little bad about that, but I was like,
you did what they do in the movies. Is that what you're saying?
You can't break my soul.
Yeah,
break my soul.
I was done.
He quit. You quiet quit.
Yeah, you didn't quiet quit. You went in there and said, it's over. I'm getting this money from YouTube, baby. Was that weird? Like, what did your family think? Like, that's kind of wild that you're getting paid as much as your regular job from YouTube.
Yeah, it was like, back then it was super weird because, we didn't even have the term content creator or nothing or influencer.
YouTuber.
It was just, and people were like confused. Yeah. And like, half the people were like, what are you doing? That's crazy. And the other half were just very curious and supportive. So it was uncharted territories. And I was nervous. Like, I mean, that first day when I quit, I got back home and I just laid in bed and I was nervous, right? I'm like, all right, it's all on me now. And then like after an hour, I got up and all right, let's go to work. And I just started making more videos.
It worked out. Hey, here we are.
That is amazing. Well, Soldier knows best, right? And it varies, but find on YouTube. If you need on anything, because I have a real quick question. I saw this it's not a projector, they said. It's not called a projector, but it's like you can sit it anywhere and it works like a projector would work. Do you know what device I'm talking about?
You might be talking about like a short throw projector that you can like put right up close to the wall.
It's a new little thing. I'm gonna have to, when we bring you back next time, I'm gonna have to ask you about it. It's basically you take it anywhere and you sit it and it projects onto the wall, but it said don't call it a projector because it's not even that. It's way more than that. So
it's a hologram, holographic or something.
Look.
Or just like a little small portable projector. I know Samsung makes one where it's super small, but it has like all the software built into it. So you really just need to like either plug it in or it can run off the battery power and you can just
look, Cole, I'm trying to tell you, this is something that moms need to know about.
I'm trying to look it up. It's like the
freestyle.
Like
yeah, the Samsung Freestyle. I got a video on it.
I got a video.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying? So if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, I'm telling you, it was dope. When I saw the commercial, I was like, wow, that's dope. Go to Soldier Knows Best. He has a whole video on it. It's the Samsung Freestyle. Thank you for the alley-oop, babe. Anything else that we need to know about any up and coming tech? Because I feel like I don't even know what to ask. I don't know what I don't know. So is there something that like is on the verge that you should we should know about?
I would say virtual reality. So like Apple is rumored to really get into it. Probably next year we'll see them announce their own headset. And you'll be able to they brought up this company a couple of years ago that puts VR 360 cameras at sporting events and concerts and stuff. So I'm assuming they're going to have that ability where you'll be able to go to a concert, put the headset on and virtually go to a concert. And it really does feel like you're there. So that'll be coming up next year.
Look, Cole, I don't know how Cole feels about this because I'm gonna be in my house and I'll never leave. If they keep this up, I'll never leave. Okay,
you'll never leave her house. Right? There'll be no need for any of us to interact at all.
Nah, y'all gonna have to catch me in the metaverse and catch me in virtual reality. One more question, because I saw that Georgia Tech just got like a $65 million grant from the government for artificial intelligence type of technology. Is that something that's big on the forefront? AI, the robots, are we going to see iRobot come to life in real life or the Westworld? What's up, Mark?
Yeah. I mean, you probably use AI every day with, Siri or, Amazon Alexa and stuff. So you've already been using it, but we are going to see it being incorporated in more businesses and stuff. I can see a lot of fast food restaurants where, unfortunately, it's not going to be a teller or anyone there. You're just going to talk to artificial intelligence and they'll be able to do everything. And you see it with like autonomous things like with Tesla that like they're doing with their trucks and their cars and stuff where it's self-driving. You don't need a physical person doing it. So you can see it already like creeping up in a lot of places. So it's good and bad benefits to it. But it definitely is going to make.
But are they going to put it in robots? Like, okay, that Siri
wants one of them robots.
She wants one of the robots.
Yeah.
I want a robot pet.
Oh yeah, there are. There's like a little robot dog already that you can buy. It costs a lot of money, but you can buy it and you can train it to do different things to patrol your house. You use it as a security dog, and it has cameras and stuff. Yeah, or you can use it to just bring.
And then it can like turn into a drone and
that stuff
fly in the air and then be patrolling.
She wants to be.
I'm very techie.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be in the Jetsons right now. I don't want to wait no more. I've been watching it since I was young. I want it right now. How far are we away from that, Mark?
It's soon. I mean, we're going to see that stuff really start to come out into the real world. Like there's some places like Amazon already doing drone deliveries for packages and stuff, and they do it for remote places and stuff. So that's going to come to the cities once the technology.
I was just cruising the internet for our news article today, and I saw an article about the air taxis. How do you feel about the air taxis or whatever? When I read the article, it's like a helicopter or a drone that carries people that you just drop in. I mean,
it's a no. I gotta stay on Earth. I'm gonna stay on the ground until we figure this out.
You know what I'm talking about?
The way people drive out here in St. Louis. Yeah, the way people drive out here in St. Louis. We ain't ready for that.
That Mark, though, the air taxi. They're talking about having air taxis now.
And who got a license
in Atlanta,
to drive
would
that?
Be great for you. You talk about the traffic, so you would get the air taxi. You bypass all of that, and they drop you down right in front of your condo. Right
There's not enough air space for me to be feeling comfortable.
So the Jetsons is here. Okay. All right, Mark, I ain't gonna hold you. I have a lot of questions, okay? Like I could ask you a lot of questions because I love this text.
Anytime.
So please come back when another big drop comes. Soldier Knows Best, in case you want to hear a review that is talking to you, a conversational review. Let me say that, like things you really want to know about. How is the camera? Okay. Things like that. What's the battery? Can you delete that text that you sent to your ex? Yes. Okay. Mark is letting us know. So Mark, thank you so much for joining us on Montgomery & Co.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
Nice to meet you.
All right, y'all too.